Day 47, Part 1. Very good. Let's start. Jorge wants to start studying Portuguese. He says Portuguese is easy. He knows French and now he wants to learn another language. Very good. Let's start. Jorge wants to start studying Portuguese. He says Portuguese is easy. He knows French and now he wants to learn another language. Part 2a. Present. Jorge wants to study Portuguese. Does Jorge want to study English? Jorge wants to study Portuguese. What language does Jorge want to study? Portuguese. Jorge wants to study Portuguese. Does Jorge want to study Portuguese? Yes, he wants to study Portuguese. What does Jorge want to start? Portuguese. Study Portuguese. Who wants to study a language? Jorge. Jorge wants to study a language. What language? Portuguese. He wants to study Part 2b. Past. Jorge wanted to study Portuguese. Does Jorge want to study in English? Jorge wants to study Portuguese. Jorge didn't want to studying in English. What language do Jorge want to study? Portuguese. Jorge wants to studying Portuguese. Does Jorge want to studying Portuguese? Yes. Does Jorge want to studying Portuguese? What does Jorge want to start? He wants to studying Portuguese. Jorge. He wants to learn Portuguese. Who wants to study a language? Jorge. Jorge wants to study a language. What language? Portuguese. Jorge wants to study Portuguese. Part 3a. Present. Jorge says Portuguese is easy. Does Jorge says Portuguese is difficult? Jorge says Portuguese is easy, not difficult. No, Jorge doesn't say Portuguese is difficult. He says it is easy. This says that Manuel Portuguese is easy? No, Jorge says that Portuguese is easy. Manuel doesn't say that. Jorge. No, Manuel says that Portuguese is easy. What is easy? Portuguese. Portuguese is easy. Jorge says this language is easy. Who says that language was easy? Is easy? Portuguese. Jorge Manuel's friend says that Portuguese is easy. Part 3b, past. Jorge said Portuguese was easy. This Jorge said Portuguese was difficult? No. Jorge says that Portuguese was easy. Does Manuel says that Portuguese was easy? No, Jorge says that Portuguese was easy. Manuel didn't say that. Jorge, no, Manuel says that Portuguese was easy. What was easy? Portuguese was easy. Jorge says that this language was easy. What says that this language was easy? Portuguese. Jorge's Manuel friend says that Portuguese was easy. Part 4a, present. Jorge knows French and now he wants to learn another language. Does Jorge know Italian? Jorge knows French. What does Jorge want to learn? He wants to learn another language. Another language. Does Jorge want to learn to dance? No, he wants to learn another language, not to dance. Who wants to learn another language? Jorge. Jorge wants to learn another language. Does Jorge want to read a book? Does Jorge want to read the book? No, Jorge wants to read a book. He wants to learn another language. What language do Jorge want to learn? Portuguese. He wants to learn Portuguese. Part 4b, past. Jorge knows French and now he wanted to learn another language. Does Jorge know Italian? No, no Italian. Does Jorge know another language? Jorge knows French. What does Jorge want to learn? Another language. He wanted to learn another language. Did Jorge want to learn to dance? Not to dance, he wanted to learn another language. No, Jorge didn't want to learn to dance. He wanted to learn another language. Who wanted to learn another language? Jorge. Jorge wanted to learn another language. Did Jorge want to read a book? No, he wanted to learn another language. No, he didn't want to read a book. He wanted to learn another language. What language did Jorge want to learn? Portuguese. He wanted to learn Portuguese. Part 5. Jorge can speaks French. For him, French is easy. Jorge can write French well. Jorge also reads French well. Now, Jorge can understand Portuguese. He wants to learn. Have a nice day. Personal question. What language can you speak well? Spanish.